top fives.
Oh yeah,
top five artists of all time. Let's start with the artists. And I'm gonna let you go. This is your show. What's your top 5 artists? And I'm gonna ask you some questions on some of them, bro. So go ahead.
You talking about artists of all time?
Hip hop artists of all time.
Or hip hop artists of all time.
Hip hop artists, yeah.
Yeah, my top 5, you know, it changes up, depends what we going with it, but my top 5 is gonna be number 1 is gonna be Rakim. You know what I mean? And he's doing a biopic right now. I can't wait till that drop next year. Then I gotta go with number 2 on my list. I got to go with Biggie. You know what I mean? I go with Biggie. Then I got to go with Pac. On my 3. My last 2 is brand new. You know what I mean? My last 2 is brand new.
Oh no.
I had to you know what I mean? It changes. That number 5 changes a lot. You know what I'm saying? But my new on my list is Conway.
Okay.
Yeah, Conway been awesome. Been killing it these past 3 years, man, and he came out with over 17 projects in 3 years.
Yeah, shout out to him.
And every one of them projects. Buffalo Zone. He's been killing the game, and he was just at the Versus too, and even Swiss and all them cats and all them was showing him love. Like, yo, you definitely that one. Yeah, you definitely that one right now. And then my 5th one, it changes up, man. It could be Jadakiss, it could be Busta, it could be LL Cool J. My 5th one changes up. It could, my 5th one be peeking in now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a solid 4 though.
Yeah, you got a solid 4. Mine gonna be a little more modern. And maybe a little controversial. But number I'm gonna go from number 5 to number 1.
Okay.
Number 5, I'm gonna give it to Snoop.
Okay.
Number 5, I'm gonna give it to Snoop because I came up in the 90s, and in the 90s, Snoop was the biggest rapper. I think a lot of people forget that, how huge Snoop Dogg was in 1992, 1993, 1994,
he broke the walls down in 92, 93. I remember that when I was in high school.
Yeah. So I think people forget that. And Snoop Dogg has stood the test of time. When I talk about, when you ask me as a hip hop historian, when you ask me about top 5 rappers of all time, I'm talking about how these guys changed the game. You know what I'm saying? And we know about Snoop Dogg with the weed smoking and all of that stuff, and in public, all of that. He took the Chronic to a whole nother level. But also just stood the test of time. Snoop Dogg's still around. He's still around, and there's not too many places on the earth that you can go where people don't know who he is or have heard a song that he's done. So his impact on hip hop definitely deserves to be in the top 5. Number 5. I'm gonna go with LL. I'm gonna go with LL as number 4. Snoop is number 5. LL's number 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with LL. 1983 came on the scene. Brought the pretty boy R&B hip hop to he created the R&B hip hop chart.
Oh man,
he created. You know what I'm saying?
He changed the game to put things into radio.
Yeah. Yep. He really was the guy that a lot of guys today, all these guys who making R&B hip hop songs, they got it from Cool J.
Yeah,
they got it from Cool J. You know what I'm saying? Flexing, the Pumas. You know what I mean? The big bulky gold chains. You know what I'm saying?
Kango hats and all that.
Kango hats. Yeah, LL.
And LL also has a biopic getting filmed as we speak right now too. So,
come on, man.
James Todd Smith story.
Yeah, man. James Todd Smith definitely. He don't get a lot of credit. And let's not also get this mixed up. LL was a battle rapper too.
He was crushing them.
LL was a battle rapper too. And people forget that because he make a lot of songs like "Hey Lover" and them lady love songs and but I think people forget LL was he wasn't no sucker in the rap.
As far as his battling, man, only person that really made him work was Mo D. I don't think nobody else really made him work like that, like Mo D did.
I think Cannabis made him work. Cannabis made him
he made him work a little bit.
He had to go back in the lab on that one.
Like Mo D, because him and Mo D was behind the scenes with it too. They didn't even take it. They didn't really just go to the track. They did a lot of underground stuff too. That was dissing too and battling too. You know, I think Cannabis more on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
That was personal.
Yeah, that was personal. That was definitely personal.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Mo D wanted his head. The Wild Wild West.
You know what I'm saying?
How You Like Me Now? That was the joint where he was dissing Cool J.
Yeah,
and you know what? He had some bars on that joint. I ain't gonna front. Mo D went hard. Shout out to Kumo D.
Yeah.
You know, LL went at Ice-T. He went at Cannabis. You know, he even went at MC Hammer. You know, and you know what they say about MC Hammer? MC Hammer was gangster.
And you know, and he went at Jay-Z too, but he never replied on Jay-Z's last reply. But it wasn't worth it because really Jay-Z saying something, but he wasn't saying something to make him want to come back though. He was like,
right.
Come on, man. You know, you know, he was saying some things in the song that was facts though. When he said your single was 99 cents, mine was $4. That was facts.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
My third is going to be Nas. Going to be my number 3. And the reason why Nas going to be my number 3 because if it's a toss up between Nas and Rakim to me, but if I'm gonna look at the accomplishments, who's done more for the hip hop industry, who had better songs, I'm gonna say Nas did that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying in the beginning of what we was talking about as far as top 5. Depends what we putting everything at. If we putting that on a personal level as an artist, that was my top 5. If I go by who the accomplishments, my top 5 change.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna definitely say Nas, best street lyricist of his time. You know, classic albums. It Was Written, Stillmatic, Illmatic, Godson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, lyrical genius.
He got his first Grammy, you know.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, what hasn't the Ether? Do we need to talk about Ether? You know what I'm saying? You know, one of the greatest battle rap songs of all time.
Best diss track since No Vaseline.
Yeah, definitely. That's a top 3 diss record of all time.
Yeah.
Ether. So, you know, Nas definitely in my top 5. Number 2, I'm gonna go Jay. I'm gonna throw Jay at number 2.
Okay.
I know some people gonna be like, we'll get to why. Jay is number 2. He's the most successful hip hop artist. He is the true example of grind, starting from Hawaii Sophie fame in 1988 all the way to where he is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jay-Z mastered. He understood that, you know, I might not be better than Pac today. I might not be better than Big in 95. I might not be better than Snoop in 93. Right. But in the long run, you know what I'm saying? I'm a outlast everybody. And, you know, Jay-Z was never afraid to collaborate with anyone. I mean, you talking about from Bun B to Eminem to he even featured with Nas after they had beef. I mean, to writing for Dre, Still Dre, to, you know, his, and then let's not forget his classic albums, Reasonable Doubt, Hard Knock Life, Blueprint, you know, American Gangster. I mean, yeah, like what hasn't this man done? Accomplishment wise, he's the greatest of all time.
Watch the Throne with Kanye.
Yeah, and he's a heck of a lyricist too. Mm-hmm. Like, we can't undermine Jay as a lyricist. He was a great MC. He was I would say, throughout the 90s into the early 2000s, mid 2000s, he was always in the top 3 lyricists in the game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he was the best all the time,
right?
But I'm gonna say he was definitely always in the top 3. And my last, I'm gonna see, y'all know me, man. Y'all know I'm gonna go with Tupac Shakur as the greatest of all time. I mean, Tupac, obviously, I don't think Tupac was. People say Tupac wasn't lyrical. It depends on what you think lyrical is. Mm-hmm. You know, I think lyrical is how you touch a person. I think Tupac did that.
He was influenced. He was the most influenced rapper of all time.
Yeah. And he did not just that. Tupac was a walking social media. You know what I'm saying? He really, at a time in the early 90s, MTVs and these news outlets really wasn't interviewing a lot of hip hop artists like that.
Nah.
But this guy got countless interviews.
Yes, he did.
I mean, countless. And if you think about Tupac's run, his run was from 1991 to 1996. That's 5 years. That's 5 years this guy was alive, and he produced 6 movies. He produced 6 albums. I'm gonna say 3 of the albums is classic: All Eyes on Me, Me Against the World, and Machiavelli.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3 of the movies was classic. I'm gonna say Juice, Poetic Justice, and I'm gonna go Above the Rim. Yeah. Them 3 was classic. Now, when you talk about the hip hop culture, Tupac embodied all the elements of the hip hop culture. Poetry, you know what I mean? Image, you know what I'm saying? He embodied the streets. He embodied the revolution. He embodied everything, everything you interviews, like we just mentioned, fashion.
Yes, he did.
Artwork, and not to mention Tupac is the most quoted rapper of all time.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So to me, I know fans out there gonna be like, why is Notorious Big not in there? And this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make a bold statement about Notorious Big.
Okay.
The Notorious Big was the best rapper ever. So people gonna say, why he wasn't in the top 5? Well, nobody can rap like Big. Nobody can rap like Big. The way he put words together, rhymes together lyrically, there's nobody on the planet that can rap with him. Period.
Right.
But because his career was so short-lived, it's hard to put him over my top 5 that I just mentioned. It's really hard to do, because I can't say that there's rappers who tried to rap like Big. I can't say that. I can say that there's rappers who try to do what Snoop did. Look at Wiz Khalifa. I can say there's rappers that did what Pac did, and there's countless rappers who did what Pac did. I mean, everybody, after any rapper taking off their shirt and flexing, got it from LL, whether they knew it or not. You know, and Nas, I mean, come on, lyrically, there are so many dudes who he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Yes,
everybody either love or respect Nas. So, not to say that Biggie wasn't that dude. Biggie would probably be at number 6 if I was doing the top 10. But it's hard to put him in there with those top 5 guys, because everywhere you go, people know who those guys are.
And it makes sense.